All right, you guys, I'm super excited to be doing this Zoom with you tonight. Lindsay and we're talking about what we wanted to talk about tonight. And Ashton Owen, who I don't know if she's on or not, but she came to me last week after the $20,000 bonus was announced, which put a one in the chat if you were hyped up about this $20,000 diamond bonus. But she came to me and she was like, why don't we put together like a step-by-step plan so that newer distributors or anyone who's never went diamond before has a plan of what to do to go diamond, right? Like, not like, okay, here's a diamond chart and go fill it out. Like, step by step, what to focus on first, what to focus on second, and just walking you through it. So I am super excited. I want to know, as we're getting started, put in the chat how long you've been in the business and what your rank is. If you've never promoted, you're a distributor. If you're brand new and you don't know that, that's your rank. Yeah, so put that in the chat. I am going to share my iPad screen because we have some graphics that Ashton made for us. But we're just kind of going to walk through steps 1 through 3 today, and then we're going to move on to the next steps after that, probably next week. We don't know if it'll be steps 4 and 5 or there'll be 4, 5, and 6. We don't know for sure yet. So today is steps 1 through 3. Oh, Ashton is on. Everyone say thank you, Ashton, in the chat. She came up with all of the graphics and everything because she's wonderful. Okay. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Lindsay, is there anything you want to say before we start?
Really, you guys just make sure that you take notes and just really, if there's things that you don't understand, make sure you're asking questions, like take all of this in. But just get excited. Like, I'm so glad that Courtney said that Ashton had this idea to do this because, I don't know. I remember going Ruby and that was the first time in my business that I was like, wow, like this really is something. And I remember my husband at that time saying, an extra $500, like what? And like he like finally took me seriously. So for me, I feel like Ruby has a special place in my heart because that's whenever I knew that I really had my hands on something. And so I'm super excited to walk you guys through this and help you guys do it too.
Yeah, and you guys, so this is not like your first newbie training. So if you're brand new and you are getting on this and you're like, I am beyond overwhelmed, it's okay. Take what you can and you can watch it again later. But we are going to be very honest with you as far as like what you need to do to hit Ruby and go to Diamond by the time that this bonus is gone. So because the $20,000 Diamond bonus, you do have to go Diamond by March 31st, March 30th. I don't know how many days there are in March. However many days you have to go Diamond by the end of March. So we're going to be very honest with what that's actually going to look like, what that's actually going to take. If it overwhelms you, it's okay. Take a breath. When we kind of all get to a point where we're like, okay, we're going to promote, we're going to do the things, we all have a moment of like, oh, okay, this is like going to feel like a lot at first, but I promise you almost get like addicted to it. Like you get addicted to like the work and like seeing the things come in. So let me go ahead and share my screen and let's all cross our fingers that this works, because it doesn't always. I have like 2 things I can try to make it work.
It says that you've started sharing your screen, but it's still just the
Doesn't
black.
show anything, right? Okay. Let's try. Do we see? Do we see?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, so here is, it kind of looks like a slideshow, but just bear with me, okay? So this is what we're going to talk about first. So we're going to talk about what you're going to do daily. Now, these numbers on here are our goals, okay? Now, are you going to get out 100 friend requests every single day? No, but that is what we want to push for. This is going to look challenging to you. It's supposed to, okay? So just know that once you get used to this task list, you'll be able to go above and beyond. That 10 host a post won't feel super hard. 100 messages won't feel super hard, but this is going to push you, right? Because to get somewhere you've never gone, you have to do something you've never done, right? So we're just kind of going to walk through each step. Maybe if, I don't know, Lindsay, we should plan a time to do a host to post training in depth also. Maybe sometime this week we'll talk about it, but so the first thing is friend request. So this is one of the most overlooked tasks because it doesn't seem like an income producing thing. It doesn't seem like something that's going to get you customers, but if you have a very small network, it's going to be very hard for you to get customers and to get a lot of hosted posts up, right? Because if you only have 500 friends, well, if you're doing 100 messages a day, that's 5 days, right? Like that doesn't take very long to get through. So we want to be sending a ton of friend requests every single day. But please, if you take anything from this Zoom, please do not send 100 friend requests at once, okay? Literally send like 25 times a day or 25 4 times a day. Like, do not send them all at once, okay? You have to split them up, otherwise Facebook is going to block you. This is the same thing with everything on here, right? So messaging, don't send 100 messages at once. When you're following on Instagram, which we'll talk about in a second, don't follow 100 at once. So these are just like overall full day things. So friend requests, we want to get at least 50 a day, but the more the better. And this is kind of dependent on your network. If you have 4,500 friends, you don't need to send 100 Facebook friend requests a day. But if you have 200, you do, because we need your network to grow as quickly as possible for this to happen, okay? So next is host a post. We want 10 host a posts a day. That is the magic number for host a post. If you are struggling, we're going to try to work on a host post training or something for you, but talk to your upline and say, hey, I want to get 10 host posts up a day. Tell me how to do it, and just do whatever they say. Okay. Messaging. This is how I get my host post up. I think it's how you get yours too, Lindsay, is messaging. If you don't have a message to send for host a post, let us know. We have one in the board and we will send it to you. But you want to send these out, you guys. And I hear all the time, oh, I asked a ton of people to do host a posts, right? How many of you have said that to your upline? Oh, I asked all these people to do host a posts and no one posted for me. Most likely you're not asking enough. Okay. 2 days ago or yesterday, I had to send out 140 messages to get up 5 host a posts. But what's interesting is the day before, I sent out 30 messages and got up 12 host a posts. Okay, so it's not that you have to send out 150 messages a day, but you have to send out enough to get what you want to come out of it, right? So if you're sending out, oh, I'm sending out 10 messages a day, but you're not getting anyone to post for you, that's not helping anything. Don't send messages just to be like, okay, you checked it off. No, you need to send the messages to get the results that you want. Is there anything you want to add, Lindsay?
Well, first I'm putting it really quick in the chat. I was going to put a message that I use that I've been using to send to ask people. Oh, yeah. I hit enter and I didn't mean to hit enter. I was going to put a little blank, but, I'm trying to think because I can't remember. Are we talking about the messaging for host to post tasks? Sorry, I cannot multitask people, and I was focusing on that.
Yeah, just about like how a lot of times with messaging for host posts, it takes more than you think.
See, and I was listening because I heard you say that how you sent like a crap ton to get 5 up. So, yeah, and that's like definitely something that I know for us, it can feel like daunting, and we can feel like, gosh, I'm sending all these messages and no one is posting, but you guys, like, it's a numbers thing. And you have to remember, you're randomly asking people to do something for you, and it's like a 50-50 shot on whether or not they're going to do it. You know what I mean? So you can't know that everybody's not going to say yes, they're going to put it up, but the more people you ask, the more people that are going to say yes. And something that I like to do, is at night, I'll do mine before I go to bed, and I'm always like, oh, maybe people are asleep, and sometimes people will respond right away, but it's so cool in the morning then to even come and you have like a whole new batch of people responding and saying like yes. So just know, like Courtney said, like, the numbers aren't going to match up. You're not going to say, I want to get up 10 hosts to post today and only have to send 10 messages. And you're going to have days where it is going to seem like that. You're going to feel like I feel like that sometimes, like I get into like a really good batch of people and they're all like, yeah. And then other days I'm like, okay, what the heck? Like, I need to get out of because I go through my alphabet on my friends list and I'll be like, I need to get out of the Kellys because for some reason the Kellys aren't posting for me. But just know, like, it's normal. Like, it's not only you, it's not your friends list. It's not anything like that. It's literally everybody does that. But the difference is we don't stop. we don't let that slow us down. We don't let that discourage us and say, okay, I'm done sending host posts. No one wants to do host posts, because you guys, this works. We wouldn't be telling you guys to do this if it didn't work and people didn't do it and it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
So just
And the key also with sending messages, like I don't like to go to bed unless I've sent out at least 75 host to post messages. Like that's my bare minimum. And the reason for that is even if I get up 10 host to posts at 40 messages, if I send out 75 the next day, I'm going to still have people responding from today saying, oh yeah, sorry, I wasn't on my phone yesterday. I'll do that. So it makes every day easier. It's like, the more you do it consistently, you're going to constantly have people coming through that are like, oh, I just saw this. Oh, I just saw this. So it's a lot easier to get host to post up. Next couple of things, you guys, I'm going to try to get through this quickly. This is following people on Instagram. If you do not want to work Instagram, that is fine. It's just the same thing, growing your network on Instagram. This next of 1 through 10 is sharing the business opportunity. You guys, we want to be talking to at least 10 people a day about the business. And what's really easy, like an easy way to do this, is when you get 10 people to post for you, you just ask everyone who posted if they're interested in the business. And Lindsay has a message. I have a message. I'm sure everyone on here does. Lindsay, if you have it, you can put it in the chat. If not, it's fine. But that's a really easy way to share the business opportunity. But then just going through here, you guys, and whoever's on here, I shared this with a couple of my friends. All of your uplines do have these graphics that we're sharing with you. Lindsay and I will post them in our chats. You can ask your uplines for them. We have them. So beyond that is just things to focus on, make sure that you're doing every day. Okay. So sending happy birthday messages. We talked about this in our last Zoom. It's a super quick, easy way to interact with people, be a friend, show Facebook you're a real person, and it's super, super easy. Next is posting on your story. You can go to a Telegram group, check your boards. There's 8 million things to post on your stories. You just need to be active there. Posting on your page. You need to make sure you're posting at least once about the business and once about a product every single day, you guys. You cannot expect to sign customers if you're posting once a week. You cannot expect to sign distributors if you're posting once a week. Okay. Here's a perfect example. Your business has to be open every day. If you wanted a milkshake, right? And there was 2 different places, there was McDonald's and Burger King or whatever, right? You knew Burger King was open every day because they were always open. But McDonald's was randomly open on a Monday this week. And then they're opened on Tuesday and Thursday last week. And you're like, well, shoot, I don't even know if they're there. You're going to go to Burger King, right? That's how your business is. You need to be active and open for business every single day. Okay. Next, check in with your team. So that is once you start signing distributors, you just want to stay, like, keep in touch with them. And we're going to go a little bit more in depth with that. But make sure you're just keeping in touch with them. And then also keeping in touch with your larger team. So like your uplines team. So for my team and Lindsay's team, that's the next level page. Make sure you're checking that, seeing what's going on with our team. And then checking in with your leader too. If there's anything that you need help with, you guys, this is one of the biggest things that I wish I could like drill into every single distributor's brain. We are 100% always here to help you. We always want to make sure you know what you're doing, making sure you're successful. We don't want you to feel frustrated or like it's not working, but we cannot read your brain. We cannot say, oh my gosh, Joni's frustrated today. I just know it. I can feel it. No, we're not that smart. Okay. I really wish we were, but we're not. So you need to come to us and say, girlfriend, today's hard. Like I am struggling. I feel like I'm doing all the things, but I'm not getting the customer. Talk to us and then be open for what we have to say, because we've been in this business for a really long time. We have promoted many times for a reason. And most likely we know how to get you out of this rut and into enrolling, but you have to be willing to listen to us. So beyond that is just getting on a training, doing self-development, something like that to keep yourself in a good mindset. Put a 2 in the chat if like you hop off of Zoom trainings like this and you're like hyped up and ready to go. And you're like, I'm gonna go send messages. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go Ruby tomorrow. Like it's the greatest thing ever, right? That's how we feel after Zooms. That is why you want to make sure you get on trainings or doing something to pump yourself up every single day. Because when it's been 5 or 6 days since you've connected with the team or gotten poured into yourself, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to send another stupid host to post message. Like, I just don't want to do it, right? It's a mindset thing. You have to stay excited. You have to stay close to the fire. And I know that some of y'all are busy and you're like, when? Like, what am I supposed to do? Y'all, I don't care if you literally listen to a Zoom while you're showering. I don't care if you listen to a podcast while you're driving to work. Okay. You can listen to recordings. Almost every single Zoom is recorded. So take the time to be committed to this and do that. Listen to a recording, listen to a podcast, listen to an ebook or audiobook, whatever. Do it. Okay. And then following up with potentials. Figure out a system that works for you about how to follow up with people, but also you guys, you can follow up with those people who said, yes, I'll post for you. And then you sent them a post and they never posted. I message them 2 days later and I say, hey, did I miss your post? I'm finalizing entries and I don't think I saw yours. I can't tell you, probably half my host posts every single day come from that, because I'll get 10 host posts a day, but I have 8 people who said they'd post, but they didn't. Right. So that is that. And then on the right side, it's just keeping track of names of host to post and potentials. You're probably going to need more spaces than these 10, but that is the minimum. Lindsay, anything you want to add on that?
One thing I wanted to say too, if you're like looking at this and you're like, wow, this is like very daunting or whatever, something just to think about is at least be doubling your efforts. Like if you're serious about going Ruby and you're like, okay, this is my task list every single day, you've got to do more than that. And even if you're doubling it. So if you're saying, I'm getting up 10 hosts to post today, push to get 20. If you get out 10 friend requests a day, push to get 20. You just have to tell yourself you have to be doing more than what you're doing right now. And I remember anytime I was promoting, but that was always my mindset of I was going to go like balls to the wall until I hit that goal. And, it's going to seem like you're like messaging like a crazy person, all this, but that's good because again, the more people you're talking to, the more yeses you're going to get, the more posts that you're going to get up. When you're sending those friend requests, you want to get more people on your friends list because that's more people that can see your products. And if you're somebody that's saying, none of my friends want this or all my friends are broke, well, guess what? Then you need to get new friends on Facebook because you're trying to build a business and hit a goal and you want people that are going to help you do that. And I can tell you being in this business almost 10 years, like I still have people every single day asking me about their products and wanting information. So people want these products. It's just a matter of you going out and finding those people and building those relationships and connecting with them.
Yeah. And you guys, if you are adding to your friends list and you still feel like no one wants it, add to your friends list in a different way. Don't go to that same group. Don't go to that same page. Don't go to that same whatever you're using right now to add new friends. Do not do that anymore because it's not working for you. Okay. But one thing that I also want to drill through your head, you guys, and then Lindsay, I want you to talk about step 1 with the 4-in-1, but I want you guys to know that this is not going to happen overnight. Okay. You're not going to do this task list tomorrow and be like, oh my God, this is magical. I signed 47 customers and 6 distributors today and it's wonderful. Okay. That's not what's going to happen. It's going to take the consistency of doing this day in and day out, because then a month from now, you're going to be like, oh my God, I went Ruby and like, this is happening and what's happening. It's so much fun. It's not going to be, oh, I did this for 2 days and magic happens, right? You're going to start slowly seeing things come together, but you have to be committed to this for the long term. So I want you guys to commit to this, whether it's this task list or a different one, or at least just doubling what you're normally doing. I want you to commit to this for the next 60 days until the end of March. Can I promise that every single one of you is going to go diamond? No. But even if you ended up as a Ruby or Emerald making an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, wouldn't you be pretty happy? Right? An extra $1,000 a month is insane. That's huge. So just know that it's not just going to just like come out of thin air because this is a magical task list. This is just, Ashton just made this to keep you guys on track, because if you are a visual person and you need to like physically see yourself, like how far you are, this is what that's for. And this is also going to be a really great way if you print this out or save a picture of this or whatever. If you fill this out and you have a copy of it, and you fill it out every single day, you can look back at the end of March and say like, hey, where did I go wrong? And if you go back and see that the most host posts you ever got up in a day was 2, that's where you went wrong, right? It's a very easy way to look at your efforts and see what's going on. So let's move on to step 1. This is our first thing we're going to focus on to get you to go Ruby or to go diamond. Did it share the screen? Hold on. It froze. Hold, please. Maybe if I do this, will this work better? Can y'all see this? Okay. So this is our first thing. We want you to get your 4 and 1. So Lindsay, you want to talk about what a 4 and 1 is? Did I mute you again?
Sorry, no, I had to cough. So I
Oh.
unmuted myself, but when I did it, I was like, oh shoot. So that's where we are. Okay, you guys. So this is step 1, getting your 4 and 1. I love this. I think it's so simple. It's like something tangible. I like this little chart thing. So your 4 and 1, that's getting 4 that you'll hear 4 and a friend, 4 and 1, different things like that, tier 1. But that's getting 4 customers. So, and we want and like, I don't know, the BV, some of you might be super new. BV, all of our products have a volume associated with them. So if you don't understand that, like you can ask your enroller or your upline to explain that better to you. But getting 4, just focus on getting 4 customers and then 1 distributor. So somebody that wants to make money with you. And that this is your first goal. So when you get started, and I mean, we still can get 4 and 1s now because every time you do it, you get a $150 bonus. But I think it's always super exciting when you're first getting started because you're going to make your money right back. So 4 friends that want to use the products and 1 person that wants to make extra money with you. That is your first goal. And that's focused on that first. And then once you finish that, we go on to the next step.
Yeah, you guys.
Courtney, is there anything else you want?
Yeah, I just want to clarify for those of you, if you are a green personality or if you like details, I want to stress this to you because it gets overlooked. Your customers, you need at least 4 that have 50 BV. So like Lindsay said, this is just a point system. So if they get 2 products, it's above 50 BV pretty much. Like it's just a point system associated with orders. But so you need at least 4 that have 50 BV or more, and the 4 together need to equal 300. So say you guys, say you have this person got 50, this person got 100, this person got 50, and this person got 50, right? Well, that's only 250, but you also got these 2 down here that got 33 and 33. Well, they still count towards the 300 BV needed for a 4 and 1, but you need at least 4 that are 50 or more. Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay. So how to do that, you guys, just like we said, the daily tasks and understanding that it's not going to happen overnight and it's going to take some consistency. Now, we did not put a timeline on these steps because some people, it might take them 3 weeks to finish step 1, but then step 2 comes in a day, right? So these are just steps that you want to work through as quickly as you can to get towards diamond. So we're going to go through steps 1 through 3 today, and then we'll see when we do the next ones. So step 2, this is helping. So this person right here, right? This, we're going to say that you enrolled your friend, Ashley, right? So our step 2 is to help Ashley complete her 4 and 1. So we're basically helping Ashley do step 1, right? So we're already getting her started on this diamond thing that she doesn't even know about yet. But so step 2 is just to help Ashley do that. So you're still going to be doing your daily task list. You're still going to be consistent with it, but we're going to be also helping her. So what we want to do with that is we want to be in contact with them daily. We want to make sure that we're helping them understand what the daily tasks are and how to do them. We want to make sure that we're saying like, hey, do you need help with a post today? Do you need help with a message to send today? How can I help you? Because this business is a lot easier and a lot more fun when you have people on your team that you're working with and that are working with you. Okay. So 4 customers that are 50 BV or more, total of 300, 1 person to make money with them, just as before. What this is going to get you is a $350 bonus. Okay. So right there, you complete steps 1 and 2, that's $500. Now we're not going to go into it today, but please know that you are able to help them enroll if you choose to, but we really want them to do it on their own. Okay. So step 3, the jump from step 2 to step 3 is kind of a big jump, but it's something we've already done before. Okay. So step 3 is to go Ruby. Basically what this is we're going to do steps 1 and 2 more times each, right? So if you look here, this is step 1, step 2, step 1, step 2, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm not going to go super in depth here about what this is because we already went over what step 1 is, what step 2 is, but what we want to see here is go Ruby, right? This is step 3. So we are going to look at this Ruby chart. If you do not have a Ruby chart, I'm going to show you guys eSuite here in a second and how to find it. But this is a Ruby chart. We're going to fill this out. Joni, she sent me her account stuff so I can use her account to kind of help you guys walk through this as if you were a new distributor looking at how do I figure out what I need for Ruby, right? So we're going to open up. Let me see if, can I do both of these at once? Is that possible? Hold on. Aha. Okay. So here is Joni, right? So Joni is the name at the top. So she has Danica and Jessica as distributors underneath her. Do you guys see these on the left-hand side where it says Danica and Jessica? Okay, so these are distributors that Joni has on her team. So we're going to put Danica here and Jessica here. So if you look at what the requirements are for Ruby, it is 3 qualified legs and 2,000 group volume. So a qualified leg means they need to have 400 group volume per leg. So Danica needs to have 400, Jessica, and then she needs another distributor here that will also need 400. Okay, so did I just disappear? Like my Zoom just closed and reopened. Okay, recording is back. So this is going to be, just so you guys know, this is going to be 2 different recordings. I will put them both up on my YouTube. I don't know why that happened. But so Ruby is 3 legs that have 400 and then a total of 2,000. Okay. So how can we figure out what we need? So out of the 2,000, you can click where it says volumes and see right here where it says GV. That is what total you have out of 2,000. Okay. So Joni right now has 441. Now we can click on Danica. Okay. Let me log in with your stuff again, Joni. Sorry, y'all. I was logged in, but it logs you out. And I know you guys, this is a lot of information and it's probably going to feel super overwhelming, but I just want to have this for you guys so you can get to it. So you can click reports and then you will click tree viewer. And then, so we're going to click on Danica, right? So then what we're going to do is we're going to click on volume for Danica. So she has 64, right? Which means she needs still, I don't know, what is that? 336 needed. And then Jessica has 20 currently, which leads us at 380 needed under Jessica. And then 400 obviously needed here. Okay, so that is a Ruby chart. So each of these legs need that. Total, she needs 1559 to go Ruby. Questions so far? Did I go over anything too fast? What is going on? Okay, are you guys still there? It kicked me out, but I think I'm still here. Great. I don't know what just happened. Questions about anything? Okay. The only other thing that I want to show you guys. So when you guys are enrolling your customers for tier 1, right? So for your step 1, when you're enrolling these customers, what's really, really cool is you're able to move these customers. What that means is you're able to take the volume from these customers that you signed and you're able to move them under Danica, Jessica, or this other distributor to help them get that 336 needed or 380 needed, okay? So how to do that, and you guys, you don't need to memorize this, you're upline to do this, we will help you. But if you click reports, and then you go down to additional reports. And don't worry, Joni, I'm not moving any of your customers. I'm just using it as an example. If you go to personally enrolled team, you're going to see your customers here, right? So Joni here is a customer signing machine. So she has 4 customers. If she wanted to move to Danica or Jessica to help them get to their 400, she could. So what you do is you scroll all the way to the right and you click this down arrow and you would click move and you put in the distributor ID of the distributor you're moving it to, click verify and then move. And then that volume from that customer will move underneath Danica or Jessica to help with their 400 needed, but it still counts towards your personal $150 bonus, okay? To find a Ruby chart, if you go to the document library up at the top, you will be able to just click this search bar, type in Ruby, and it is right here, the Ruby rank chart. Okay, so you would download that and it'll pop up as this. Okay, so what's really, really cool about doing your steps 1 and 2 more times, that's going to put you within 200 BV. So you just need an additional 200 BV between anyone, and most of the time each 4 and 1 is more than 300. So you're going to be just about at Ruby. But what's really, really cool, you guys, okay, this is what I want to tell you. By doing this steps 1 and 2 more times, this is going to get you, not only is this $150 and $350 and $150 and $350. If you're in your first 90 days, this is also going to get you an additional $2,500. Okay, so that between everything is an additional $4,000 that you could have this done next month, and that's paid out, not including commissions. That's $4,000. But what's really cool is if you go Ruby, which you will, so you finish all of this out, right, and it's all done, that's an extra, not including commissions, $500 bonus on top of that. So there's a $500 bonus here, total of $4,000 plus commissions. Y'all, in the next 30 days, you could make pretty much $4 grand. Raise your hand if you want an extra $4 grand or $5 grand in the next 30 days. $1,500 in the tier 1 and tier 2 bonuses, $2,500 success bonus additional, plus the $500 bonus, and then commissions. There's so much money to be made here. And I love the way that Ashton and I figured out how to make this come together, because it is so simple to just walk through, okay, 4 and 1, I can get that done. And then you can move on to your step 2, right? And as you're doing your step 2, if you're getting another tier 1 done, or you're another step 1 done for yourself, you can go to that step 3 graphic and start filling that out too. This business is so, so simple, but sometimes it's just a confused mind says no. And it's like, you look at a diamond chart and you're like, I don't even know where to start. You look at a Ruby chart and you're like, I don't even know how to get from here to there. Like, I'm so overwhelmed. So we wanted to put this together to just kind of break it down as far as like, where do we start first? So I know I've done almost all the talking. Sorry, Lindsay, that was not planned, but when I start, I don't shut up.
You think I don't know that already?
I was gonna say, you know that, and everyone on my team knows that once I start talking, it takes a
He
lot.
asked me just to show up to look pretty, so that's what I did.
Exactly. Do you have anything you want to add?
Well, just the last thing you were talking about, and I think it's super important, you guys, just to remember, take this a step at a time. Like, you don't have to look at the end. Like, if you pull out a Ruby chart and it's blank, don't freak out. Don't think, oh my God, what am I going to do? Go back, start at that step 1 and just work on step 1. Like, and then once you're done with that, then you go to step 2. And then once you're done with that, do step 1 again. Okay. Like, you don't have to make this complicated. It doesn't have to be a big mess. But the thing is you want to work with urgency. You want to work with some intensity. And I had jotted down a note because even whenever she was talking about, you completed your 4-in-1, then you go on to your next step and like helping your one with their 4-in-1. You never stop enrolling. And I feel like this like becomes a thing at some point with like people, they think, oh, I hit my goal and now I'm just going to kind of take it easy for a little bit and like ride the wave and just enjoy this for a minute. But you guys, like even when you get that 4-in-1 done, even when you get that, your 4-in-1 done, and then, you know what I mean? Like don't slow down. Like you always want to be working. You always want to be talking to people. Like I'm doing this business for almost 10 years now. And every single day I'm doing these task lists that you guys are doing because I'm not done. Like I still have goals. Like I want to still keep moving forward. So you guys have to remember that you can't just do your 4-in-1 and be like, okay, I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to enjoy this and just like see what happens. No, like you want to always want to be doing the things. Because doing that is going to help you to complete another 4-in-1 and another one and another one and to work on that goal. And I just want to say, you guys too, don't get discouraged if you have a goal and you don't hit it. Like if you worked your butt off to do it, you're going to be closer than you were when you started. But also like you guys, I remember when I started and I remember there was a diamond bonus out whenever I started. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting this, which I didn't even know what it was. I didn't get it. And then they extended it. And I was like, okay, here we go. I'm going to get it this time. Guess what? I didn't get it. And I was working. I was doing stuff. Like I was enrolling people, but I wasn't getting those bonuses. Well, but I still didn't stop. And then I remember they extended it a third time, you guys. And guess what? I was right there and I hit that bonus that third time. And I can guarantee you it was just as flipping awesome when I hit it 2 times before if I would have just got on the first time. So you guys just have to know. And then after that, the next month I went double diamond and got that bonus too. Sometimes things set up the way they do for a reason, but I want you guys to push. I'm not telling you guys to be like, oh, it's okay if you don't get it, but don't get bummed out if you don't hit your goal, because guess what? You get to set another goal and you're going to do it. You're going to hit these goals as long as you don't stop. Like there's no timeline on any of the stuff. And our company is always doing incredible bonuses and has things happening. And you guys, sometimes you might not hit a bonus, but they might bring a different kind of bonus back and you're going to be ready to hit another rank. So just tell yourself and remember why you joined. If you joined for $200 and you're making that, but you missed out on a bonus, don't let that bum you out and be like, oh, like I didn't get the bonus. I'm like so done with this. It's annoying. No, you joined to make an extra $300 and you're doing that. The bonus is just extra, but now you've got a taste of what you can do and what this business can give you. So keep pushing, keep going, because it's just going to keep building on each other and you're learning so much, even if you probably don't realize it. And, it's just going to like all come together. And then you're going to be like, how the heck did I like do this? Like I was just doing the tasks every day, but it's going to happen and it's going to like come together the way it's supposed to. So
yeah, and you guys, we also know sometimes it's so easy to forget as a newer distributor or someone who's been in, every single person you look up to started where you are. Every single person started with a blank chart. Every single person started wondering, could you ever even make an extra $50? Every single person has felt what you're feeling. We just kept going. We just kept doing the things. And you guys, this is 60 days. 60 days to give it your all. Tell your spouse, tell your family, hey, I'm going to be on my phone more. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to go to bed later. I'm going to do all these things. And here is why. Because I want you to think about on the days that you don't feel like it, I want you to think about what it would feel like if at the end of March, you actually did it. I want you to think about what it would feel like if you actually went diamond and earned a $20,000 bonus and you could go tell your husband, oh my God, I freaking did it. I don't know how, but I did it. It's really cool. It's a really fun thing. And your life can completely change because you guys, if this is your first year, let me tell you, it's not like March 31st is going to come and corporate's going to be like, okay, no more bonuses, no more nothing until January 1st of next year. No, we keep things going. So you're going to hit diamond in March and then more things are going to come and your income is just going to explode, but you have to get committed, you guys. You have to decide that you're going to do this. And just know that Lindsay and I are here for you. Lindsay's a top 150 income earner, top one. I was trying to find the number. It's like 135 or something in the entire
140, but that's sweet that you say 135.
We'll go with 135. still. But you guys, she knows what she's doing. She makes a crap ton of money and she's here to help you, right? Every single person in this company, we want you to succeed. So if you need help, reach out to us. That's what we're here for. So I hope this was helpful. Does anyone have any questions before I stop the recording? But also we will stay tuned. I'll send it to everyone who I had talked to earlier. We're going to be doing a host to post training, whether that's, we could do a host post training like next week and then do the steps after that in 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But hold on. Ashton said, can you unmute me? Yes. Hello. You're getting unmuted.
Hey, you guys, sorry, I'm definitely in the bathroom at my in-laws house, so you're gonna have to ignore me. We work where we work, okay? But I wanted to hop on here and just let you guys know also that when I was talking to Courtney about making this system, you guys break your goals in smaller one. We did this for you to implement them and to use them and to help you, but there's only so much that we can do on our side. Like, we can bring you these things, we can bring you these trainings, but if you utilize them and put them into work and make it work, then it's not really going to be successful for anybody. So whenever you're going through this, use system, but like often the work in order to get where you want to be. So that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, it's so true, you guys. You can knowledge without action is just knowledge, right? It doesn't, you have to put the action behind it to make it become powerful. You can learn all of the things, but if you don't do anything with it, it's not going to get you anywhere. So that's why we were saying, like, you have to get committed. You have to decide that you're going to do more. And if that task list was overwhelming, or you're like, oh, I don't do that or whatever, don't be stuck on the task list. Just understand that like I said in the beginning, to get what you've never had, you have to do what you've never done. So these next 60 days, Lindsay and I included, we're boosting our efforts like never before. I'm working more than I ever have, right? But that's because we have big goals. When I looked at my goals, because I set them, there was one day that I was like, shoot, I'm just going to like put my goals out into this magical dream world of what could happen by the end of March. And now I look at them and I'm like, were you smoking crack? Like, you think, what in the world? Like, this is a lot. But you guys, we have to have big goals, because if my goal was to just do what I'm doing now, that doesn't motivate me, right? Your goals should scare you. They should challenge you. They should make you be like, oh my God, can I actually do that? Right? Like, Lindsay and I were talking at conference and we were talking about our next ranks and we were like, what? That's insane to me. Like, our next ranks are crazy, right? But we know that if we keep doing what we're doing and doing multiples of it and doing our task list multiple times and pouring into you guys, our goals are going to come with ease, right? And just know that the same thing with you guys. If you put the effort in and you're committed and you're excited and you're determined to get it done, your goals will come together. You will go diamond. Now, will you go diamond on March 31st? I don't know. But if you go diamond on April 30th, are you going to be like, ugh, I don't even want it. I don't even want the $2,000 a month. Forget it. No, right? We're just working our butts off because this is the fun season. How many of y'all have seen the posts of like, hey, does anyone have any ideas how to make some extra money? Like, my goal this year is to pay off debt. Or, oh, does anyone have any ideas of how I can lose weight? I just wanted to start working out and doing a diet. Y'all, people want what we have, but you have to be loud about it. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to, yes, Lindsay.
I want to say one thing before you stop, and I thought about this earlier. One other tip that I have, and I wish I would have known this when I started, and I still have to remind myself all the time, make sure you don't compare yourself to other people. Like, if there are other people that are hitting goals that the same goals you have, or, other goals, and you're not hitting them, don't let that discourage you. Something that I did, and I still do this, is when someone else is hitting a goal and I'm like, man, I wish that was me. I go to their Facebook page. I look at what they're doing. I look at what they're posting. I make it my own. Like, so I copy and paste it, plug in my words, plug in things about me, plug in my picture. And any Zooms that they're on, I'm on them. I'm listening to recordings. I'm reading posts that they're putting up in the team page or wherever I'm seeing their stuff. But like, just remember that, like, do not let people who are hitting goals discourage you and keep you from hitting yours. Learn from those people. Okay, like that is like my number one thing, like, because they have nothing different than you do, but you don't know when they started. You don't know when they started working on that goal. You don't know what their situation is like, that they might be able to put in more time than you have. They might have a bigger why that makes them go 1 million miles an hour towards that goal. But what you can do is tell yourself, okay, I want to know what they're doing, and don't even be afraid to message them. And even if you don't know them, be like, hey, I just want to say that you're amazing. I have this really big goal and I want to know if you have any tips for me, or like, what would be your number one tip? Because people want to share, like they, and nobody has a problem doing that, but I just don't want anybody to get discouraged. I know we compare ourselves to other, and that's like the right thing to say, like, is that scenario, to share that little advice on if any of you ever deal with that.
Yeah, it's so true. And you guys, you never know, there could be people looking up to you and you don't even know that. But we're always so busy looking at, oh, what is this person doing? They promoted faster. Well, guess what? Just because someone on the Zoom might hit step 1 faster than you could hit step 2 and steps 1, 2, and 3 before they hit step 2. Right? So don't compare. Right? So just like it's like in a race, the person who takes off the fastest in the beginning doesn't always win the race. Right? Just run your race, do what you can. And I challenge you guys, I want to ask you, how bad do you want it? Because at times of promotion, at times of running, you might need to make some sacrifices. You might need to not watch that Netflix show. You might need to not wake up early. You guys, I remember in 2018, Lindsay, I don't know if you'll remember this. When I was on my run to going double diamond, I woke up at 5 a.m. Lindsay and I would do power hours at 5 a.m. and I hated life. Okay. I was miserable. I was drinking coffee and like dying. We like didn't talk because we were both dead, but we both wanted our goals so bad that we were willing to do it. So I ask you, how bad do you want it and what more can you be doing? So I hope this Zoom was helpful. You guys stay tuned for what's coming next week, whether it's post training or steps 4 and plus, whatever. But please don't be afraid to reach out to us and just say, hey, I was on that Zoom. Can you explain this? Can you help with this? Whatever. We're here to help. Okay. So I hope you guys have the best night. I'll put these up on YouTube and we will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.